What's up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at this all-new 2026 Toyota Rav4. This one is an XSE hybrid all-wheel drive, finished off in Windchill Pearl. So we're going to see what this has to offer, and comment below, you think Toyota just knocked this car out of the park? We've been checking these out all day here in Arizona. The plug-in hybrid is available as well, which I actually like quite a lot, but the standard hybrid is a great way to go for a bit more simplicity. So underneath the hood, you're going to get that 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder engine with the hybrid tech. With all-wheel drive, you're looking at 236 net horsepower, and then the engine has 163 pound-feet of torque. This can get 44 mpg in the city with 38 out on the highway, and then for overall curb weight, it's around 3,800 pounds. With that, this also runs on a 14.5 gallon fuel tank, and it can run on 87 octane fuel. As far as the styling goes, I love the LED headlights. You got the 2 daytime running lights, and this one is specifically blacked out, just has a super cool stormtrooper look. You're gonna get that Toyota badge up above, gloss black trim piece, and then this really cool body colored style for the grille. On this trim, you have this like dark silver trim accents to it, forward facing camera, parking sensors, gloss black trim with LED lighting, and then all gloss black down below. So it's got a really nice style to it. It's a lot more bold than before, a really tough looking car, but also just really clean looking. I like the overall shapes, and I like how just extra it looks. It looks really cool with these sharp lines from the headlight to the hood. And then at the side, I love how the XSE has all the gloss black. So it makes its way from here into these angled front fender arches, nice set of black 20-inch wheels, more gloss black for the rocker panel, and body colored door handles with gloss black mirror caps. Got a camera, your integrated turn signal, and then a blacked out roof as well with a panoramic sunroof up above. For the side profile, once again, blacked out on white just looks so good. It has a really cool, mean style to it. I love these sharp lines, body line throughout the door panel as well. It's a really good looking car. I think they did a great job making it look very nice. And then that roof integrates into this spoiler with more black trim. Got LED lighting all blacked out throughout that window, and then your black bumper, parking sensors, and the gray trim right in the center. Got all of your badging. You got the XSE, hybrid, and all-wheel drive. And then as far as cargo space, popping this open, we have our power liftgate, and with the seats up, we have around 37 cubic feet of cargo volume. With them down, it's pushing 70 for the hybrids. The plug-ins are slightly less, but not much. And then underneath the floor, we can pull this up. We have a spare tire as well. You're gonna get a little bit of cargo on the right side, and then from here, you can easily reach these and pull the seats nice and flat. Got the cargo cover, a JBL sound system, so super easy to use all of that. Fuel cap is over here, and then taking a look at the interior, these full flat with no bump or anything, so it makes it very useful. And then the seats have 2 different recline angles, so in the utmost spot, and then we can pull back a little bit more. You have an armrest and cup holders in the center, and I like how the XSE has this micro suede as well as these Softex. So it looks really cool with the inserts like that. You have USB plugs, air vents, storage, and then the door panel does have soft touch material up above, and then the padded material as well. Grab handles are pretty cool. You can fit stuff in them. They have nice cargo areas. And then you're even gonna see the blue stitching throughout this interior. Sitting here at 5'11", I have really good legroom and footroom with the driver's seat at my height. Plenty of headroom, recline angle's nice, and just a really comfortable car. Tons of glass throughout it as well. So really no complaints for the back seat. For being just a mid-sized crossover, it's very well sized. For the front seats, you're gonna get all the same materials, the soft touch, the padding, memory seating, all the controls, the same grab handle. And then you have our power controls, Rav4 on the nice aluminum door sill, more of the blue stitching, and then that micro suede with the Softex. So super cool looking interior, nice and sporty. Basically, this is one step below the new GR Sport. So this is sporty without being too crazy. From here, we can fire it up. Hybrid cars, the engine may or may not turn on, just depending on what mode you're in, as well as the battery charge level. You have your Toyota badge in the center, cruise control on the right, controls for the screen as well. And then we can easily toggle through all these presets, and you have a lot of nice different depictions for how you'd like your gauges to be set up. We have the stock on the right side for windshield wipers, left side is for headlights, trunk release, and then we have more soft touch. You're gonna have this smooth plastic material up on the dash, and then there's even a little bit of that vinyl style material throughout it. So it looks pretty cool overall. It's very flat. You got the big screens, but in person, actually, I like it quite a lot. You have a lot of storage, engine just kicked on, and then you also have this more soft touch. Now, if you get the plug-in hybrid version, you're not really going to hear the engine turn on at all, given it has a much larger battery. And then as far as drive modes, we have an EV icon here, which is really only for slow speeds when the car is charged up enough. The fully plug-in hybrid, you will have full EV capabilities, even full speed, which is really cool. Now, the new screen looks awesome. It fits this really well. It kind of feels more like a Google or an Apple phone, integrated nicely, easy to use. And then even for drive modes, you can configure it super easily using the screen. And then we also have more icons on the left side for all the shortcuts. So I like this new screen. They did a great job. There's even a drive recorder, which will use the cameras built in for like dash cam stuff. So really unique to see that aspect. Now, climate control is integrated into the screen. Normally, I'm not a fan of that at all, but Toyota's done it to where it's actually really easy to use. You have physical temperature controls. You can also use touchscreen. If you really want to quickly make it, you can even just use that. We have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and then fan seats right in the center. So it actually works really well. Now, the shifter on most of the trims are going to be this one. The GR, and I believe Woodlands has a normal shifter. So kind of cool to see a more out of the way one. Camera system's really HD. We have all that, putting it into drive, and we even have a bird's eye view. So I like that quite a lot. And then for drive modes, we also have a button right here you can toggle, which will do the same thing that the screen was doing. So it can toggle all of that. We have trail and snow mode, so it gives you a nice depiction up here, and then back into normal. There's a wireless charging pad, another storage area, lots of hidden storage, USBs, traction control, downhill assist, shortcut to camera, and parking. We have storage in the center, and then this is pretty unique. Nice storage area, but we can also pop this completely off, and we have a nice console. Opens both ways, storage in it, nice padding, and then a good sized glove box. One last look at the interior. One thing I also want to mention, some people say this looks cheap. When you feel it, literally, nothing creaks or rattles. It's nicely appointed, so there's nothing rattling, making weird noises. It's a really nicely done interior. The plastics feel durable, the soft touch is nice, the screens look good. So I'm impressed. It's pretty nicely done. Also, with the seat and door materials, those look pretty good. Massive sunshade. Sunglass holder, a little small for my sunglasses, but you have a little storage, the glass control, and a nice basic mirror with garage door buttons. All right, so setting off now in the all-new RAV4. So the standard hybrid, you can drive in an EV mode like I am right now. First, low-speed driving, just kind of creeping here and there out of your driveway, parking lots. Giving it a little bit more gas, it deactivates, and is just a typical hybrid. So the EV system basically is going to give you better coasting, better MPG, a little bit help of get up and go. So it's a nice blend. So just going into normal mode, just driving like a typical crossover, which your average buyer is going to be doing. Honestly, it drives really good. You have a good view out. The windshield mirrors all do a great job. Over your left and right shoulder, nothing all too crazy. It's really open and very nice. Ride quality is really good. It's comfortable over the bumps. XSE is a little bit sporty, so of course an XLE or a Limited will be a little bit more, I guess, plush driving. So this is more on the sport side, below the GR Sport, of course. But it drives really good, and you can get this in a plug-in hybrid to better match the power in the GR version. But seats are comfortable, there's a lot of room in here, and the build quality, like I said, feels really good. There's nothing rattling around or squeaking. Everything is put together very solid. Screen is easy to use while driving. I don't mind that at all. Adjusting climate control is super easy. So it's pretty nice. The overall drive modes, they don't do that much comparing it to the plug-in, but in sport mode, a little bit more peppy. Eco mode, definitely a little bit more conservative. So that one nowhere near as the same kind of throttle. But it seems really nice to drive. It's comfortable, it's smooth. The eCVT transmission delivers the power pretty well. And it's just an easy car to maneuver. Turning circle is pretty sharp too. Steering feels nice. Really no complaints from a driver's perspective. It feels just like a nice normal crossover. I think a lot of buyers would enjoy what it has to offer. The tech's easy, like I said. Just a really good blend of everything. And as far as the power, it's easily going to be getting up to speed on the highway. You're not really going to have any issues there. And then even when you tackle some bumps or dirt that's in the road or something, it's a pretty confident to drive car. So I'm enjoying just cruising in this, racking up miles. You have about a 500 mile range roughly for this one, over 600 on a plug-in. So it's a pretty well-rounded car that's very economical to drive too.